Hi, this is Jeff. Welcome back to the Living in the Aha series. I'm glad to be with you today. I want to particularly address those of you who grew up in church and who rebelled against church and are now trying to find a spiritual path back to church. We get out and we live life and we try to make it on our own, and things happen. Some bad things happen. Unexpected, unfortunate things happen. And we find ourselves going back to that which we grew up on, and that's church, and that's God. And now, how do we get back in church or get back on a spiritual path? Some of us have had quite a journey back into relationship with God. We've been in and out of church doors, and we haven't found any satisfaction. We've read this book, that book. We've watched this video, that video, other videos. We're not satisfied. There's got to be more. I believe where we need to start is from the very beginning, and that is just you and God, or me and God. There's a scripture in the Psalms that reads, "Be still and know that I am God." How simple a concept, but how hard to do. How hard is it for you, for me, to be still? Even in this chair, I tend to move around. It's no surprise to most of you that know me. I have a little ADHD in my background, so I'm constantly moving, wiggling. When I talk, I walk. When I walk, I talk. My head bounces back and forth. Thoughts continually race through my mind. How do we be still and know that God is God? How do we find our spiritual path if our mind is so full of junk and racing all the time? We're trying to overthink ourselves. We're trying to do 20 things at one time and accomplishing nothing. And yet God says, "Be still and know that I am God." For those of you that are attempting to rebuild a relationship with God, or for those of you who are trying to build a relationship with God for the very first time, heed those words from the psalmist, "Be still and know that I am God." It's not about the stained glass. It's not about the steeple. It's not about the organ. It's not about the guitar. It's not about the drum. It's not about the choir. It's not about the Sunday school class. It's not about the teacher or the preacher or the missionary. It's not about any of that when you're starting over again or starting for the first time. It's about you and God. Be still, God says, and know that I am God. We have to find a way to still ourselves. Some religious traditions call it meditation. Others call it quiet time with God. We have to find some time during our day to be still and know that God is God. Well, I have found a very practical way to do this. If we simply recognize God in everything we do, see, smell, taste, listen. If we recognize God in our everything and in our everyday, we will have the presence of God with us 24/7. Instead of blocking off an hour or two on Sunday or an hour on Wednesday for God, we bring God into our everyday. This is where I came up with the concept of living in the aha. Basically, it says I can be in the presence of God all the time, where I'm at, no matter where I'm at, no matter my condition, I am in the presence of God. You can do that too. Be still and know that I am God. Everywhere you walk today, look for God because God is there. Every conversation you have with someone today, listen closely. God is there. When you nourish your body with food, find God there because God is present with you. Be still and know that I am God. Those of you that are coming back into relationship with God, those of you who may be looking for a relationship with God for the very first time, it starts with you and God. Look for God. God is there. Be still and know that I am God, the psalmist said. Take that with you today. Blessings to each of you. Thank you.